Hello, comrades! Welcome back to Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is All But a Potato, and I have let the game run for round about 10, 15, 20 days, somewhere in that region, mostly just to see if indeed we're able to supply a consistent amount of homemade electronics to this building, what with our whole refined system. And to be honest, it looks pretty good from what I can see. Certainly, the steel, the boards, the bricks, the prefab panels, none of that is of any concern. I actually think that we're still in an okay place for steel. Yeah, we're still in a really, really, really good place for steel. So no issues on that front whatsoever. In fact, we're manufacturing steel pretty consistently, he says, as we click on the secondary steel mill. No activity there, but you know, that's fine. What's going on? Anything wrong with the train network? Anyway, oh, is there a delay here? Looks like there's a little bit of a tailback, but not necessarily a delay. Yeah, I think, to be honest, we just need more tunnels. All right, I guess we'll just open up, like, 2 additional tunnels. Whatever, sure, let's do it. Anyway, going back to the palace as we scroll over and immediately tank the frame rate. Yeah, as I was saying, the number of electronics that we're getting over here is pretty good. It's pretty good. You know, we could leave it like this. However, I think there is a way that we can optimize it slightly more, and that is by building a secondary electronics assembly hall, or a second electrical components factory, not an electronics assembly. That's a completely different thing. Anyway, what I've been thinking about is where the heck we would put this thing, because ideally, in an absolutely ideal world, it would go right in the middle here. And it would just sort of hook up to this warehouse directly, and you know, everything works, just hunky-dory. However, as you can tell, we really don't have the space in this area to do that. So I think what we're gonna end up doing is building the building over here. We're gonna end up tidying up these wires a little bit, which shouldn't be too difficult because half of these are redundant anyway, but you know, that's kind of by the by. And then we'll set up a little bit of a forklift network to take the resources over here, and hopefully just the people that are living in these flats will be able to work at the hull. So there we go. That's what we're gonna do. But before we do that, let's just get the tunnels started. I should emphasize, by the way, with regards to the electronics assembly halls, we could leave it alone and it would be fine. Like it's not necessarily going to ever become a problem. Like, you know, things are fine, and no doubt the game would be able to... This is going to get very, very laggy very, very quickly. No doubt the game would be able to finish the building fairly reasonably quickly. Oh, goodness gracious me. Can I line this up, please? Oh, this is a pretty difficult job, actually. Come on, line it up. There we go. Video game, you had it. Come on. Just next to it, yes please, thank you. There we go. Right, let the save finish, and then plonk that down. I mean, look, it worked, right? It worked. It's fine. It's gonna take about 1 billion years to complete, and that's not an exaggeration. That's just Soviet construction, I'm afraid. That's the nature of the beast, really. Right, I'm going to try and plonk down another tunnel, because what is clear to me is that all of the delays that we are currently having are as a result of not having enough tunnels. We've got far too many trains tailing back. Oh, goodness gracious me. Far too many trains tailing back, and I want to see if we can try and cut that down a little bit. There we go. How does that look? That looks workable, to be honest. That looks workable. Very, very workable. There we go. And there we go. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. So, I'm going to see if we can try and drag out two bits of track out here. And this can just come up along this way. Along here. And... You don't want to connect up? I mean, it would be really helpful if you decided to just connect up for me. Just like that, actually. That's totally fine. All right, and then we do the same with this one. we're going to make sure that all of the tracks diverge from a single point. There's going to be a single signal that controls all of them, and that should just mean that everything works just that little bit more smoothly, to be honest. There we go. So that goes in there. Chain signal goes in here, and then this chain signal is removed, and we have a signal in that direction and a signal in that direction. So that all gets built up, and everything works. Excellent. Very, very chuffed with that. Not too unhappy with the result, and that should just mean that we've just got a little bit more throughput. That's kind of the dream. More throughput. That's what we're after. We're after more and more throughput. So in total, those tunnels will cost a substantial amount of money. A substantial amount of money, and they will take a substantial amount of time to build, but, you know, it's a worthwhile endeavor, right? And we've got plenty of cash, so we might as well settle for that. Okay, one of the kind of unique things that occurred whilst I was skipping forward in time. I say skipping forward in time. It sounds very nefarious. I wasn't skipping forward in time. I was just letting the game play out. One of the things that did indeed happen is a new vehicle became available, and I do indeed believe it is a modded vehicle. It's in fact, maybe it's not even a modded vehicle, but it's this excavator. It's the excavator E7.2. And it's got an extraction speed of 37, and that compares to the Soviet models, which have only got a speed of 20. So it would actually be worth us buying a blueprint for that and seeing if we can start to manufacture the slightly better excavators. I know we've got excavators still lined up over here, but if, you know, we could get some more excavators, some upgraded excavators into place at the gravel mines over here, then I'm sure that would help optimize production just that little bit more. You know, just a little bit of additional oomph there. You know, it's always good to have a little bit of additional oomph, if you know what I mean. So that's that. Anyway, let's get back to the task at hand, the mission of the day, the mission of the episode. I mean, part of the mission of the day is to be brutally honest, to reorganize this horrific mess, of a cable area. It's not something that I'm really proud of, to be honest. There we go. Take that back. I mean, this doesn't even really necessarily need to be here. Ditch this. I know. And then let's take this out here as well. Let's stick in a medium voltage switch over here instead. In fact, we can just stick it down over here. Right next to the area that it needs to supply power to. Excellent. So do that, and then we'll connect up these wires, and that should solve our problem, to be honest. Building is in the way, but as soon as the removal team have come over here, then we'll be totally fine. Yep, there we go. Get that connected. Bada bim, bada boom. We have power. Excellent. Okay, so a couple of things that we need to do in order to make sure that we are going to be able to fit in a electrical components factory over here. The first thing is making sure that this structure is oriented properly. So I think looking in this direction, that's probably what we're after. In hindsight, I probably want to try and get a road over here somewhere in order to make sure that we can, in the event of a fire, extinguish a fire over there. We're also it's probably worth getting something like this. Yeah, something like this in order to make sure that as many structures as possible are fireproofed. So we'll do that. We also need to make sure that there is a connection over here. That's grand. That will become important later because it'll allow us to supply workers directly to this factory. But that's kind of by the by, because what is really, really, really important is that we make sure we can get an industry connection to connect over to this warehouse over here. Now, we can't, of course, do it across regular track, or indeed special track, or track of any variety. But what we can do is use a hitherto unused modded mod. It doesn't really make sense, but you know, you get the picture. What we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can get a factory connection crossing. That's right, a factory connection crossing, and it should work just like this. In fact, there we go. I want to do I want to do something like this. And this is going to basically allow us to cross over rails, which is pretty exciting, actually. So I'm going to put that in there. And the reason why will become clear in just a second. So we get this all linked up again. It was going so well. The whole episode was going just about as smoothly as I can expect. And then I just do a massive blunder like that. And, you know, it just really throws a curveball at you, doesn't it? Anyway, so now that we've got that connection in place, we can think about getting a connection splitter. Now, the reason that we need to get a connection splitter is because we're going to need to make sure that we stick down a garage. And in this case, it's going to be a modded forklift garage. And to be honest, wouldn't necessarily hate if it was in an orientation not too dissimilar to that. Yeah, so we'll whap that down over there. We will connect this road up over there. Everything is going to get built because I've got many, many, many millions of rubles, and I like to remind absolutely everyone how many millions of rubles I have at every single opportunity, because why the heck wouldn't I? Look at how hard I've worked for this money. That's right, I've worked unbelievably hard for this money, and now we're blowing it all in a big old silly palace. Except I'm not really blowing it all in a big old silly palace. I'm just, well, I mean, you know what I'm doing. I'm building all the stuff locally, so it's fine. Anyway, thank you as ever to everyone who talked about the collapse and the fact that the collapse is happening. Very much appreciated. There was a great suggestion in the comments, actually, that I should have a code word, a fake code word to out all of the capitalist spies, the Western capitalist spies who watched the end of the video. So you never know, we might have a fake code word at the end of today's video. But we might not. You never know. You never know. You never know, comrade. You just never know. Okay, what do we got? 42 tons of prefab panels waiting to be delivered and 189 tons of electronic components. So, I mean, look, this is going to make a fairly big difference to our electronic component manufacturing capability. Okay, so we need workers. We need workers, plastics, steel, and chemicals. Now, the other thing that we need to consider, what is the pollution that is output by this factory building right here? It might be rather a lot, and that does kind of scare me a little bit. Okay, let's pause. Let's buy a whole bunch of modded vehicles. Let's just, you know, get it connected up just like so. We'll head across to Bridgegrad just for a second. Let's add an additional connection to make sure that we, there we go, can keep it fueled up. Make sure that it's on unload. Brilliant. Right, Industry Grad Medium Distribution Office. This is the distribution office that does steel delivery. So let's make sure that we get another connection over here and make sure that that's on unload. Excellent. Unload 50%. I presume, does it do steel and chemicals? I think it does steel and chemicals. It just does steel. Okay, fine. Because we get chemicals delivered to the warehouse. Cool. Just checking. Just absolutely checking. So that's that. And I think maybe that's absolutely everything that we need to... Yeah, I think that's absolutely everything. Yeah, I think that's absolutely everything that we need to get sorted. Because all of the other resources are going to be delivered via forklift. And might I just say that it looks like this this crossover point is working. A little bit of a crash there between the old forklift and the electrified train. However, that has apparently not made any difference to the forklift's operating procedure. That's totally fine. And just like that, what do you know? We've got a wonderful little electronic components factory that is ready to rock and roll. Yeah, just like that. I wonder, is it even possible for us to get another one? It might even be possible for us to get another one. I didn't really think about this at the start of the video. However, upon further reflection, this would be possible. This would be very possible. This would be... I'm intrigued now. I'm interested. Okay. Take all of this back. We'll get a electrical components factory. We'll get it as close to here as we possibly can. We might need to take a little bit of a sharper turn over here. Maybe I can even get 2 additional electrical components factories over here. Is that even Is that even a possibility? I know now I'm just, you know, maybe getting a little bit greedy, but I kind of like it, to be honest. That's absolutely not what's supposed to happen. There we go. Let's do that. Yeah, there's a little bit of an elevation here, which is slightly problematic, to be honest. But we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot nonetheless. Okay. You know what? I think if I rotate this building, yeah, demolish this building. I know that really sucks to do. However, you know, in this republic, we're always about constant self-improvement. That's right. Unless it involves any criticism. If it involves any criticism, then that's, you know, that's going to result in you getting sent to the gulag, I'm afraid. Hate to break it to you. Right, so initially I didn't really want to go down this road. I didn't really want to demolish this electrical component factory. However, I did, and I think that's going to be a net positive, honestly. Right. Continue to demolish this. Take it back a little bit. Right, so that frees up a little bit of space for me, which is quite nice, gotta be honest. Now, we need to make sure that all of these buildings are connected, of course, to the road network. There we go. Crossing not allowed. What the heck are we actually crossing? Right. I am unsure. Let's leave that there for now. Let's see if we can try and get the industry connections in first. Apparently, I'm just going to forkliftify absolutely everything over here. Again, not something that I really expressed verbally, but it is something that I think is probably the right thing to do. So, let's do that, followed by... Ooh, I see this. This is gonna be a problem. I think we might have to ditch this kindergarten as well. Right. Ditch the kindergarten. Ditch the kindergarten and then stick this in over there. This in over there. Okay, that looks workable. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good. We fine so far? Great. Okay. Switching back to industry connections, we need to basically link this to here. There's a couple of different ways of doing that. I think we're probably going to want to link it like that. Yep. Ditch that connection just for simplicity at this moment in time. Right. And then ideally I'm able to avoid crossing the tracks again, but I'm not going to be able to get these tracks removed unless I let these trains just go through. So we're going to have to let this get destroyed, get the kindergarten destroyed, and then take these tracks back a little bit. Careful not to delete the wires in the process. Very, very important that we do that, or we don't do that, should I say. And then you... Yeah, we're going to try and... No, we're definitely going to have to cross these tracks at some point. Okay, this has now become a foregone conclusion. So let's go back into that mod that I had never ever used, and now we're going to use more times than I can apparently count. Let's also ditch that cable because let's be real, cables can be replaced at the drop of a hat. Other infrastructure is slightly more challenging to place down. So that goes there. This is going to go here. As soon as the kindergarten is demolished properly. There we go. Yep, in there. And can I demolish? No, I can't demolish further back here. However, I might be able to put that in there. And will that allow me to... Nope. Apparently not. That's not allowed, but that's allowed. Okay, so I've shaved a little bit of space off there. That's quite nice. Yeah, and then ditch this here. I mean, this road doesn't actually necessarily need to even exist, so, you know, disregard that for a second. That goes in there. And... yeah, I mean... Is there any way to avoid this without putting in an additional rail crossing? I don't think there actually is. Okay, don't bother building this just quite yet. Let's just get the rails connected up for now in as best a form we can. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. There may be some issues down at this end, but, you know, we can always just take this back a little bit further and do a little bit of redrawing, which is always nice. There we go, and there we go. Excellent. Okay, let's give it a little test run, shall we? Looks to be working absolutely fine. That's going to get removed. That's going to get removed because that's not essential. We're probably going to stick in additional signals over here because that's something that we need to do. In the meantime, all of these structures are going to get built. That's totally fine. Whap it into double time speed. Also, this needs to get bridged here because there's quite a lot of traffic that is over here, and we need to make sure that that doesn't end up falling by the wayside. Right, so we need to basically connect here to here, and I've already said that it might not be possible to do without a railway crossing. However, in saying that, upon further reflection, I might be able to just squeeze it in. Oh, I'm gonna need another road crossing as well, though, am I? Oh my giddy aunt. Crossing after crossing after crossing here. Okay. Yeah, so do that. Right in there. Okay, good. And then we go back into here. And... that goes in there. Cool. And... oh, this has got to be possible, right? It's got to be possible both at the same time, surely. It is possible both at the same time. Okay, excellent. Now, as long as this railway is able to be reconnected without interfering with the brand new industry connections, then we will be totally fine. It's not looking positive. There is another way that we can go about doing this, if indeed we need to. But I hope we don't need to. This really does need to be double track here, I'm afraid. Video game. This is kind of imperative to me. There we go. Okay, so that works just fine. I think it might have just been because there was an existing connection that was supposedly being drawn. There we go. Okay, so that's not compatible at this moment in time. That's fine, though. We take that back a little bit. Easy peasy. We're doing so well. I thought this was it. I thought we had the answer. And will this work? It will work. Excellent. And that works. And that perseverance, folks, pays off. Perseverance flipping pays off. Okay, excellent. That leaves us, like, an abundant amount of space to... are you going to be able to go? Yes, you will indeed be able to go. Let me just make sure that we have an appropriate number of signals in here. We probably do. See, look, this looks kind of industrial. I mean, it's not really in an industrial area, to be honest. It's in a pretty pedestrianized area, but that's fine. Also, I need to reconnect the power cable. You thought I'd forgotten. You thought I'd forgotten. You seriously thought that a professional Let's Player like me would forget a simple detail like that? No. There we go. So the tram connection has been restored. That's excellent. Okay. Now we need to just throw down a garage. A big forklift garage would be exceptional. We got plenty of space to throw this down. I think one forklift garage is going to be enough. However, you know, there's space for a second one here. Probably, if indeed I require it. Everything is road connected now, so So that's great, frankly. That's really, really good. There's road everywhere, yeah, frankly. This doesn't even need to be a road connection here, but I guess it's kind of nice that it is. And we're just gonna get these forklifts to auto find and auto deliver all of the resources, and then that's gonna be it. That is going to be it. Ooh, one other thing is we should probably make sure that there's a connection that goes right over here. So then the trucks that are delivering steel will not have too difficult a job. Cool. Delivering steel to this place, that is. Okay, find all the connections. That's not... Oh, I've not done this correctly. My brain is in a state of shock and embarrassment right now. So, this building's connected. These two buildings, not so much. Not so much. Not so much at all. Right, you know what? Let's have another attempt at this, okay? Just try again with this whole area, eh? Try again with this whole area. Because I mean, this is just this disaster zone, isn't it? It's just a disaster zone. Right, forklift road crossings. That's what I need. These rail connections over here, pretty unnecessary, frankly, in hindsight. Okay, that goes in there. Ditch that. Road crossing connection. Yes, kind of. Okay, I'm failing to see where this route is gonna be in my brain. That's kind of what I had in mind. That's kind of what I had in mind right there. And if I was just able to stick in another modded road crossing right in here. Yeah, pretty much just like that, actually, video game. Then I think that would satisfy absolutely everything. I mean, there's industrial connections in over here. As it turns out, not necessary, not even slightly necessary. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so now everything works. Now, absolutely everything works. Excellent. And there's a road connection in here, which is also not required, but it's gonna stay there. You bet your bottom dollar it's gonna stay there, because if I... There we go. Look at that. It works. If I don't leave it there, then there's gonna be further faff, and I don't want to deal with that. Right, so lots and lots of workers. Oh, in fact, we can even walk workers over here. That's kind of nice. Now, there is, in fact, a little walkway on either side of these factories, and so I would kind of like to utilize them, perhaps, I guess, maybe just a little bit. No, please, thank you. No? Too steep of an incline? Oh, I had high hopes. I had high hopes that this was a walk route that would totally just work straight out of the gate. Okay, demolish the tram building, because let's be real, we haven't added a new tram in like 20 episodes. That's not even an exaggeration. In fact, it might even be more than 20 episodes, frankly. And the current tram network is either going to stay in its current form until the end of the series, or alternatively, we'll just sell the trams. It doesn't particularly matter to me. There we go, look at that, and that now means that every single building is in fact accessible. Wonderful. We will also just connect up a walking route between, what, like here and here? I don't actually know if that'll make any difference. Probably won't, to be honest, but I guess that's fine. Oh, yes, no, here. Let's do a walking route over here. Yeah, walking route over there. That looks like it'll make some form of difference. So, we're still missing steel. Let's get the steel all hooked up. To be honest, the medium distribution office that we're currently using to deliver steel, how many steel trucks does it have? It's got a couple of steel trucks. If I have a little look at the containers, it's got 2 steel trucks. 2 steel trucks. Okay, let me ditch you and ditch you and ditch you as well. There we go. So we're actually going to increase the number of steel delivery trucks that we have. Is that a smart move? Well, we won't know. We won't know if it's actually required, but it certainly seems like I don't require all of the covered hull trucks that I've got in place at the moment. So, yeah, it seems like a smart move at the moment. Right, add all 3 of these factories on as steel delivery drop-offs. There we go. Increase that to 50%, 50%. That's totally fine. And then all of the other resources should be delivered by forklift. There we go. We should see these trucks mobilizing. He says with a degree of confidence. Guess not. Guess not. Where are we picking the steel up from? Are we picking the steel up from the factory directly? I think we might be picking the steel up from the factory directly, to be honest. If that's the case, big problemo. There we go. Load steel. Will that now allow for trucks to be mobilized? I think it will. Okay, so those trucks are now able to properly mobilize, and all 3 of them should, in fact, all 4 of the new trucks should mobilize to deliver steel to where it needs to be. We'll need to see if we can try and increase the number of people that are able to work at all of these factories, because we do need numbers. We do need big numbers. We do need big numbers. This should definitely be a connection over there. There should be a connection over there to make sure that all of these factories are now accessible in very, very short walking routes. Excellent. Yeah, I mean, look, this seems to be an improvement. Whether it will work out like that, I don't know. The one concern that I do have is perhaps this distribution office here might be put under a little bit too much strain. Might be put under a little bit too much strain, but I guess we'll find out, right? Bridgegrad oil/fuel storage. Bridgegrad medium distribution office. Yep, this is the one that I wanted, and I basically just want to add very, very quickly the brand new forklift stop to the fuel delivery network, and so we can get a big old Maz truck to drive down here and unload fuel, you know, whenever it is indeed required. Do all of these buildings have power? I think they've all got power. Yep, I mean, everything's fine. Everything is totally fine. We just need steel. That's literally it. And so this is going to definitely accelerate our electrical component manufacture. In fact, probably it's going to accelerate it past the point of recognition, I would imagine. I mean, we only need 164 tons of the stuff, and I would wager that that is going to take not too long to manufacture. But that's great. That's great. I mean, look, you know what they say, overkill is underrated. And so I'm happy with that. Unbelievably, even though we are 32 minutes into this episode, the tunnel is only halfway done. The tunnel is only halfway done. Zafir Kolgradsky, presumably a fire truck, has been called. Indeed it has. It's en route, as you can see. I haven't really thought about Kolgradsky in a while, but there we go. It does look like there's a little bit more movement on this line, but to be fair, there's not that much. Also, there was a couple of really, really good suggestions with regards to building a brand new depot to fill up. Depot is the wrong term. What's it called? Fuel station? Diesel station? Yeah, brand new diesel station. A couple of suggestions to build a diesel station around this area, and I think, truth be told, that is a fantastic, fantastic idea. And I would love to incorporate that somehow into the design of this area. Maybe even right here. Right. So let's stick in a diesel station right here because, you know, we've had our issues. We've had our issues with trains that just refuse to go to where they're supposed to go. Oh, no. Is the bridge not going to allow us to do this? I really hope it does, because I really, really, really want to put it in here. Me think this will be a problem. Might take a little bit of reorganizing, but I'm kind of determined to do this because it's pretty important. Pretty important that we do, to be honest. Right. And then take this back. Train's moving on that part. That's fine. That goes over there. And then that goes up there. That's actually okay with me. Yeah. That's actually totally fine. We did need to make sure that there was some throughput onto that railway line. I don't know if that actually matters. I mean, this thing has grown arms and legs, and I don't actually understand how any of this stuff works. This was my oh yeah, this needs to be disconnected. This was disconnected previously. There we go. So disconnect that. That's fine. Yeah. There we go. Cool. All right, so now we should be able to refuel wherever it is required. I'm assuming that there's no pathing issues here. There's no pathing issues. Excellent. There may be a couple of other trains that get slightly confused, but now it should be fixed, I believe. There we go. If I need to unconfuse anyone else, I'm happy to do so. Brilliant. Okay, so now everyone can fill up just over here, and we should have absolutely no issues. I need to make sure that there is an appropriate amount of fuel actually delivered to this area, because I do believe that this filling station is going to need a bunch of resources. A big bunch of resources. Right, are we going to be able to cross over 5 lanes of track here? No. No, not at all. Am I going to be able to am I even going to be able to bridge this? Oh, no, hold on. I am able to do it. I just need to make sure that it doesn't connect. It doesn't connect too closely to the railway line. All right. Yeah, there we go. I'll roll with that. And then we'll head back to Bridgegrad just for a second. And we will once again draw on the Bridgegrad Medium Distribution Office number 3, which is, of course, the only distribution office that is equipped with Maz trucks. And therefore, it is the most awesome. It's just official. And another power supply is required over here. Good thing I keep on checking this, because boy, oh boy, we always seem to need a power supply. I always seem to forget about the power supplies as well with the filling stations. So pretty important that we get that set up right now. So let's do it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And right in there. What do you know? Works like a charm. We've got a power supply. Excellent. Right. Has the tunnel, through some miracle, perhaps finished building? Nope. It's still going. It's still going. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. But the signaling all looks good, yes? The signaling all looks fantastic. Good. Signaling all looks fine. And I'm hoping that we can cure this backlog fairly quickly, actually. Yeah, the sooner the better, really. The sooner the better. None of these trains are in the wrong location. No, they're actually all here rightfully, which is great. Truth be told, we just need a couple more people working at the steel mill up here. We just need more people working there, and then we'll be sorted. It might even be worth us getting like a bus service between the bus platform and the steel mill. That might be worthwhile. Speaking of the population, just for a second. Speaking of the citizens, might be worth me checking ever so briefly what the pollution levels are around here. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Not great, to be honest. Not great. What is the average age? Wow. Average age is 41. Average lifespan, 66. That is very, very bad. For reference, 89 is the average lifespan in the center of Potatograd. And that's truthfully what I was kind of expecting. But it's okay. I guess construction of electrical components pollutes. I guess it makes sense because there is plastic here, for goodness sake. So that is a thing. Are we extracting electrical components fast enough here? We cannot store or export electrical components. I mean, that's very bad. That's very, very bad. The whole point of creating this massively convoluted setup that has taken me, 3/4 of an episode was so that we're actually able to manufacture electronic components at a slightly faster rate. And yet all it's done is create more misery. A travesty. A true travesty. And also, I don't think I can fit another one of these modified thingamabobbers in forklift garages. Might have to just roll with the standard size for now. Am I able to fit in two standardized non-modded structures in here? No, I'm only going to be able to get away with one. I mean, that's fine. We can probably fit another one in here somewhere. He says with a degree of confidence, and then is immediately rebutted by the video game. Love it. There we go. Okay. So 4 additional trucks. It's not much, but it's an increase of, what, 50%? Yeah, 50% increase in the number of trucks that we have working over here. It might just be able to get us over the line, really. It looks like electronic components are just being manufactured too quickly now. That's the only real problem that we're having. And it's a great problem to have. It really is a very, very good problem to have. Yeah. But still, that is a problem. It is a problem nonetheless. That is, in fact, a problem. I mean, there is something that we can do about this. There is something that we can do about this. I have faffed around with crossing points before. But now this is for real. Now this is for real. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it better. Better than ever before. Right, so throw this in over here. Excellent. And throw that in over there. That in over there. That in over there. And that's too sharp of a turn. Well, I'm unhappy about that, video game. I'm unhappy about that. What can I say? Right, take out that path that I so lovingly crafted just a little while earlier. And we will, of course, do that because I want to get some forklift garages down here. Is it wise to stick a forklift garage in a highly residential area? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me, folks. In fact, maybe it's just easier if we just do the non-modded ones, to be honest. I think we're actually going to do the non-modded ones. Because this way we'll be able to get at least 2 in here. At least 2. Yeah, I was thinking maybe a third, but that seems like a little stretch too far. Well, nonetheless, you know, we'll roll with that. I need to make sure that all of these are hooked up to the fuel network as well. There we go. Everyone's getting busy. That's what I like to see. Bridgegrad Distribution Office 3. Add that. Add that. And, well, we will add this as soon as we get a road connection in here, which I have forgotten about completely, apparently. There we go. Looking very, very good. And that means that we've got, well, quite a lot of activity next to the warehouse, but I don't think that that necessarily matters, to be honest. Yeah, that looks much, much better. We're not really hovering around the 6 tons of electronic components or the 7 tons of electronic components. It seems much more manageable. So, yeah, that's good. Pretty happy with that. Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. In fact, you know what we could do? Do you know what we could do? Something that has just occurred to me. I know there's a vehicle that's currently moving on this section of connection. So, remove all connections here. So that's going to mean that after these trucks finish their current journey, they will just head back to the depot. It's kind of what I want, because that's going to allow us to ditch that connection and maybe, just maybe, stick in a connection over here. Yeah, kind of like that, and that should in fact allow you to do all deliveries to everywhere. There we go. Let's make sure all of these can do deliveries to everywhere. Excellent. Is that the most efficient way of doing it? Probably not, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all, actually. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take it. I will take that. Right. How are we doing? Oh, I Forgot the flipping cable again. How can I... Even after I bragged about how I never forget cables, I managed to forget the cable. That is called karma, folks. That is called karma. Right there. Also, I do need to kind of stick in a kindergarten here somewhere. But apparently kindergarten capacity is not necessarily a problem. That's right, because everyone's lifespan is too short. It's too short now. So kindergarten's the least of your concerns. Right, that's 15 tons. 15 tons of electronic components waiting here, by the way. In addition to the tons that are being delivered to the Potatograd warehouse all the time. If we take a little scroll across here, you can see that we actually only need 69 tons. We actually only need 69 tons of electronic components in order to finish this build off. And we've got, you know, whatever it is, a whole bunch of tonnage already in here. So that's real good. Okay, this is a really, really nice setup. Apart from the fact that pollution is now going to pollute a tiny little bit of the city, I think this is actually all right. Yeah. What an important improvement, eh? Oh, yes. This is a bit of a big mistake that I've not really given that much attention. But we're gonna merge in here. Merge all of the tracks together. There we go. Exceptional. And just like so. Cool. Excellent. Okay, so now we've got, what's that? 5 tunnels. Why are you guys all lost? You shouldn't be all lost. Just because I removed a signal on your route? Don't worry about it. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We're able to get through here. Wonderful. So that increases the number of tunnels that we've got available, and that's the first time that one of the 2 new tunnels was used, which is pretty darn great. And that should accelerate the rate of transfer through to Industry Grad tremendously. Whether we need to get yet more tunnels, look, we'll make that judgment call in the next episode. If indeed there is a next episode, you never know. We might manage to get the Palace of Soviet done today. I very much doubt that, but I'm just saying. There's a lot of progress that's going on. Certainly over the course of this episode, we have built a lot of structure here. It's starting to emerge from the construction site. It really is taking shape. It's real good. Let's immediately try and move away from the structure so that the frame rate can somewhat recover. And go back to here. How's this looking? Yeah, this is looking perfect. This is looking absolutely perfect. I don't know where we found all these chemicals from, but we've got plenty of chemicals now, which is really, really good. Look at this. Look at this. We've got plenty of chemicals just waiting at the Nuclear Grad warehouse. In fact, we even have 38 tons of chemicals waiting on the train to be unloaded. Dare I say we got a ship in the harbor with a couple of chemicals? No, we don't have a ship in the harbor with a couple of chemicals. But we do have a warehouse filled with chemicals. 104 tons of chemicals, which is really nice, actually. It really is nice to know that all of the effort I expended in order to ensure that, you know, we got chemical production right. It's good to know that it's actually working. It's good to know that we've got a plentiful resource of crops to draw down on. It's good to know that we've got a massive workforce. It's good to know that we've got a robust transport network in order to transport the resources to where they need to go. It's nice to know that we got a brand new, yet unnamed town, which just exists and looks cool. All of this is good news. But yeah, we don't really have enough workers working at the oil plant anymore, the oil refinery. That's kind of like the byproduct of this whole faff. We do have a lot of trucks. We do have a lot of trucks needing fuel. We do have a lot of fuel is indeed required, but as it turns out, that's fine. It's fine. Are there any other structures which we need to build in Kobe? Just, you know, thinking about Kobe for all of 2 milliseconds. Don't really think so, to be honest. I think everything in Kobe is totally fine. You may have gathered, by the way, that my, you know, the import of... In fact, let's look at last month. The import of my resources last month. I mean, it's just astounding, really. I mean, 475,000 tons of food, which is ridiculous, actually. It's ridiculous. I don't want to say that I've abandoned the prospect of, you know, completely... we can extinguish that relatively easily, actually. Where are my firefighters? Where are my firefighters? Where are my firefighters? Why was there one person on that flipping train? Excuse me? The one firefighter is... Okay, well, you know what? If we lose, like, however many tons of bricks, 880 tons of bricks, we'll lose 880 tons of bricks. I'm fine. We don't actually need that many tons of bricks. Turns out this one firefighter, Vitsna Gertruda Petrovna, doing a great job. Truly doing a fantastic job. And as long as your work shift doesn't end before the fire has been extinguished, frankly, I wish I could award a medal to you, because that is truly a lot of work that you're putting in. Please finish fighting this fire before your work shift is done. I don't think you're going to be finished putting out this fire before your work shift is done. Is there any chance that maybe you could stay on a little bit longer? Maybe we could pay you overtime or something. Don't know why, but it looks like your work shift has paused. That's fine too. Congratulations. Literally one person put out that fire. Literally a single person. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind how that's even possible. It blows my flippin' mind. Okay. Good. I just want to look at this network. I want to look at this lovely little network that I've created. I maybe broke my own rule of building a little bit too close to Potatograd, but I mean, look. Who's really paying attention, right? Who's really paying attention? It's only a little bit of pollution. I tell you what, it's going to be pretty bad pollution given that these factories are pretty much constantly always operating. It's only like 4 flats, 6 flats, 7 flats. It's only like these 7 flats that are actually affected. It's only like a third of the city. Well, it's not actually like a third of the city. It's like a fifth of the city. If that, to be honest. Oh my goodness. Oh my giddy aunt. We've actually legitimately arrived at the final stage. It's not even the final stage. It's not the final stage. It's not the final stage. It's not the final stage of production. There is one final stage after this, it seems. Yeah, because look, 308 prefab panels are required in order to finish this stage, but there's 2,100 that are required over the course of the entirety of the construction. Wow, we're like up here now. We are really, really, really close. I mean, it's just a case of getting all of these trucks moved out and get them to go and pick up all the prefab panels and stuff, right? That's it. That's all that we really require. Man, that's so great. I can't believe it. I can't believe this actually worked. I can't believe that this actually worked. Speaking of actually working, how are we doing? How are we doing over here? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Look at that. Pretty much continuous throughput, which is exactly what I like to see. Is the network still backlogged? It's not really, to be honest. There's a couple of trains waiting around here, but you know, for the most part, it's still fine. I'm gonna destroy this aggregate loading because it was never used and it was just built in like episode 3 for aesthetic reasons. It wasn't built for aesthetic reasons. I just forgot that I already had it, to be honest. It's pretty embarrassing, but it's true. Yeah, I mean, look, this whole setup is working. It's looking good. I'm pretty happy with it. What can I say? This is great. This is fantastic news. You've got 241 tons of alcohol. If ever there was a train to hold up, it would be that one. Am I right? Jeez. That sounds like a fantastic train to burglarize. That sounds great. The other problem that I feel I do have is this area here. It's a little bit of a mess here. It's a little bit of a mess. We just don't have enough movement. We don't have enough activity. We don't have enough stuff happening. Is there any way that I can go about rectifying that? Truthfully, not really. Not really at all. I mean, I'd love to get more trains, but I don't think that I don't think getting more trains actually helps us here at all. I don't think that there's anything that I can do with signals to refine the system. You know, it's just it just is what it is, really. Yeah, it's messy. That's what it is. That is what it is. Let's see if I can put in an additional signal right over here. See if that makes a difference. Yeah, but this isn't the problem. This is the problem. The problem is that we've just got too many trains on the track, you know? It's not even the bridge that's the problem. Is there hold up on the bridge? I mean, we've got 2 signals on the bridge. We can put in additional signals on the bridge to pack the trains more tightly on the bridge, but, you know, again, not particularly bothered about packing the trains more tightly on the bridge. We should also just remove this track over here, since this has not been required for about a bazillion years. In fact, no, I'll go further than that. It's never, ever been required. We could maybe speed up the speed at which trains do their deliveries. But in saying that, that's not going to make a big difference. It's not going to make a meaningful difference either. Have I actually managed to... free up a little bit of the network? It looks a little bit better now, to be honest. Looks like there's fewer traffic jams, which is quite nice. Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's nice. Yeah, great. All right, well, as long as it works, right? As long as it works, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. 31 tons of electrical components. Okay, here's the thing. I think we actually might legitimately now be overproducing electronic components. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I've just spotted something. I've just spotted something. Here's the problem, folks. Here's the problem. Here's the problem that I've only just realized. I've only just realized why I keep confusing the 2 words. Because they're used as 2 words. Look at this. Electronic components, electrical components factory. Electronic components, electrical components factory. That's 2 entirely different words. Electronic and electrical are 2 entirely different words. That's why I keep confusing the words, because they are 2 different words. Oh man, I feel swindled. I feel swindled. Okay, well that needs to get changed, because that is unbelievably irritating. This is going to be an easy fire to output, especially since there is no there's no traffic jam here now, so that's kind of great. There's no traffic jam anywhere. Yeah, we're looking good. This is looking like a really smooth operating setup. Why are you not loading? Wait until loaded. Don't understand. Oh yeah, it's because there's a fire in there and you know, trundled through because there's a fire. Yeah, I think we should still be fine. Maybe don't prioritize this train here. Maybe prioritize these 2 trains here. It's pretty important that we get these fire engines through. Please hurry up. We get the fire engines through now? Nope. Any joy? None at all. Oh, come on. I said it was going to be easy, video game. Don't show me up. Don't show me up here. All right, now go. Go, 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 go. Go quickly. Go quickly. Go quickly. Go quickly. No. No, 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 no. It just doesn't work. Go. Go, 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 go. Yes, we made it. We made it. Excellent. And I only messed around with the signals a little bit. All right. Either way, we should be able to put this fire out fairly rapidly. Apparently, the other fire engine is still stuck over there. Okay, we're not putting the fire out rapidly. We're accelerating the fire rapidly. Right. Yikes. The only way that I can solve this is by moving the trains forward. There we go. Knew it. I knew it. That was what I needed to do, and I did it, so that's fine. There we go, and there we go. Okay, so this should now be extinguished faster than ever, and this whole kerfuffle should actually fix itself in just a second. Once this train is allowed to move on. I'm going to actually turn you around. There we go, and tell you to load up again. And nope. Okay, no idea what's going on with that train there, but that's fine. You're loading up. Okay, that's great. That's great. I'm glad that's happening. Now you can continue on to the next location. Man, I am glad that we were able to extinguish that fire. What the heck is happening here? What the heck is happening here? What the actual heck is happening here? Do you understand the concept of reversing video game? I am unconvinced that you do. This is a real issue? Go to the depot. Just go to a depot. And I'm sure you'll fail to find that as well. This is an incredible bug. Wowzers. This is a real juicy one, actually. Oh, there's a train. There's a train moving on this. It doesn't look like there's a train moving on this bit of track here. Go in the other direction. Change the direction of the train. This is supposed to change the direction of the train. You understand? You understand here, video game? Right, is there any way that I can fix this, perhaps? Nope. Nope. None at all? I am absolutely incredulous. I kind of want to fix this purely because it's a really, really weird thing that's happening, and it's kind of interesting, right? Right, demolish this just on a temporary basis. Too sharp a turn. Yeah, I know it's too sharp a turn. Okay. I mean, I kind of want to put a bridge in here anyway, frankly, so. Cool. And is that allowed? No. Is this even going to fix the problem? I don't know. I've never seen an issue like this before, truthfully. I don't even think there's any other way to solve it, really, other than just create like a brand new bit of path in the direction this train wants to travel. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. He's found his way. He's found his way. There we go. A hero. He emerges from the iron aggregate loading. Wow, that is just about the most attention-seeking train that I have ever seen in my entire life. Right, well, you're going to go in there. You're going to get reconnected over there. That's going to get thrown down there. Excellent. Are we going to have any other issues? Or is this going to be... Is this going to be sorted from now on? I reckon it probably had something to do with the fire, right? Probably had something to do with the fire. I appreciate it's a little bit of a niche case scenario right there, but yeah, it's still a little bit funky. Because as I say, I've never seen that before. Right, so let's get a bridge over here. There we go. And just down to here. I mean, look, this is nothing fancy, right? Nothing fancy at all. Doesn't need to be fancy. Just needs to provide fire security, fire safety, etc. Put that up there. Footpath connection over here. Connect that in there. Yeah, maybe that'll make somebody happy that needs to walk to the kindergarten or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, probably won't. Okay, that's looking real good. There's a Mini pipe pumping station that's on fire. That will definitely be extinguished. Mini Constructo. Wow, haven't thought about Mini Constructo in about 20 episodes, to be honest. Because why would I? Why would I? In all honesty, why would I? It's not important. It was always supposed to be one of these little towns that just, you know, was there for a very specific reason. Right, let's check out. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at the height of it. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. So, in order to finish this current stage of construction, we literally just have to deliver 262 tons of prefab panels. 262 tons of prefab panels. That's right. However, the cliffhanger is going to happen. We're going to have a cliffhanger up until the next episode. That's right. The next episode will certainly, I reckon, at this rate of construction anyway, be our last in the series. Given how quickly this has come together, I mean, I'm delighted. I'm delighted. This is great. I mean, I'm obviously not delighted that the series is going to be finishing up, but I'm certainly very, very happy with the amount of effort that has gone into producing this wonderful palace. So, comrades, on that note, I will thank you and bid you farewell. Thank you, as ever, to all of the fantastic Obito Potato Incorporated Patreon supporters. Also, thanks to Banana Nanana and C Senpai. 262 tons of prefab panels remaining. If you catch my drift, comrade. 262 tons of prefab panels remaining. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.